You're listening to Fat Cat Radio with the David Lucian and Mr. Matt G. This is Up FM 1075.
That's right, you're listening to the Fat Cat Show, and we've got Dylan in the studio to talk about the observatory.
Hello.
Now, look, Dylan, before we go into that, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? What do you do?
I am, I guess you could say, a professional musician now, and I still keep one big foot in the astronomy scene. So I do a bit of casual night presenting at Stardome, and I do a bit of freelance writing and stuff as well on astronomy.
What actually got you into astronomy in the first place?
That's a good question. I was in France and camping on a beach in Brittany with a French friend who had a book on the stars, and we started working out some constellations. So I started learning all the constellations in French, and I sort of got hooked.
That would have been a weird start.
It was a really weird start, yeah. But I don't know. It sort of took a kind of a special moment. Yeah, I guess you could say,
like a flashbulb in your head.
Yeah, yeah, and then it's ever since then, I wouldn't be exaggerating to describe it as an obsession.
Fair, very fair.
Yeah, you kind of get hooked on it, I guess.
Now, the observatory is the place to be if you want to stargaze and do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What are the regular shows that we can see at the observatory?
Well, the year-round staple is the 8 o'clock show, which is called The Sky Tonight. So it uses the planetarium to recreate the night sky as you see it from Auckland that night.
Can you tell us a little bit about the planetarium?
Yep, it's 11-metre dome, so it's like a hemispherical screen. So it's basically recreating the night sky above your head. It's run by 2 digital projectors, and there's an immense software package there which can recreate basically the whole known universe. So you can, what we do for a standard thing is you bring up the night sky. This is where I start using hand gestures which aren't very effective at all on radio. And it will show the night sky, so you can point it out, because normally you can't represent something that's curved on a flat surface. So standard flat screens, books or whatever are limited, but the planetarium can really show it how it is. So a presenter will take you through with a laser pointer pointing out different things. Then, because it's all digital, you can also do other things. So you can fly off the Earth, you can fly to the other planets.
Last time I was there, they threw Mars at us.
yeah, we like throwing Mars at people.
Yeah. Okay, now what's your favourite thing to look at in the night sky?
Well, there's heaps.
Pick one.
Pick one?
Out of the billions and billions.
Alright, well, I would have to then say the planetary conjunction that's on at the moment, right now, is my favourite thing. Yeah. Even though I look at it every night, I still, I still stop and stare, and
you can't get enough of it.
Yeah. So, yeah, there is a planetary conjunction on, if anyone didn't know. It's easy to see. You just go outside after dark, or even slightly before it's fully dark, you'll be able to see it. Look to the west, so look, if you're in Auckland here, look over towards the Waitakere Ranges. You'll see a very bright thing in the sky. You'll see it before it's even dark. It looks like a star, but that's actually the planet Venus. Nice. When it gets a little bit darker, you'll see 2 other things quite near it. And 2 nights ago, they were making a perfect L shape in the sky. Last night the L shape was slightly flattened, and tonight it will be slightly more flattened, because they move each night. So that's another way you can tell that they're not stars, they're planets. They're moving each night, and every night if you see this, and it's quite easy to see even from Auckland with all the light pollution, you'll be able to see the positions change. So it's really cool to see these things actually moving through the sky.
Now, what is the biggest star that we know of?
Well, it's just recently been discovered, and it's called R136A1.
Very easy to remember.
Yeah,
now,
I just read that off your paper, actually.
The last biggest star, I guess second place, was Canis Majoris.
Canis Majoris... It was called CY Canis Majoris. So Canis Major is a constellation. That means so CY is the designation within that constellation. Yeah, that was a blue giant.
You got to look that up on YouTube. It'll blow your mind away at how small we really are. But before we go on with this interview, we've got a double pass to the observatory that you can win yourself. Now, Matt, you want to tell us a little bit about this, bro?
Yeah, alright, guys and girls. Like we got that double pass to give away to the the observatory there, and basically we'll be playing fact or fiction straight after this interview, and we got a little something to ask you if it is fact or fiction, and you text us in the right answer. You go into the draw to win yourself a bit of an experience into the unknown that is the space of the observatory.
Is it to do with astronomy, the fact or fiction?
Actually, yes.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, you like that?
'Cause there's a lot of fiction out there. There's a lot of
it's a hard one. It's a toughie.
There's a lot of misconceptions out there to do with astronomy, I have to say.
Yep. All right, Dylan, let's get back into some questions.
Okay.
Can you tell us a little bit about the James Webb Space Telescope?
So, this is a massive space telescope that's being built at the moment, and it's going to go up into space. Previously, since the late 90s, we've had the Hubble Space Telescope up there, which has been responsible for a lot of the main discoveries in space. You know, really, it sort of turned our understanding of the universe on its head in a lot of ways.
Yeah, that's right.
So the James Webb Space Telescope, the Hubble's sort of nearing the end of its life. It's kind of wearing out. It's not really.
So they're going to throw that one up there. And
yeah, and this one is significantly bigger. So the amount of light it's going to collect is way more. I forget the actual number, but it's way more.
A big one.
It's big, and so. If you think the Hubble revolutionised our understanding of the universe, then James Webb Space Telescope is going to go a huge step further.
Speaking of numbers, I actually learnt what a septillion is today. Do you know what that is?
Septillion, it'd be 7 sets of 3 zeros or something, is it?
This guy. It's a digit in front of 24 zeros.
24 zeros. Okay, is that 7?
That's 21.
Yeah. I'm going to stay out of this one.
Yeah, well, no, 3 sevens are 21.
Yeah, I guess because you start from 1,000 then, because it's like 1,000
I see what you're saying.
Then a million.
So you're negative 3, yeah. Okay, well, anyway, it's a really big number. All right.
Lots, yeah.
Okay, Dylan, look.
If you're talking dollars.
Yeah, that's true. Look, man, how likely are we to see astronauts land on Mars in the next 50 years?
Well, I'm kind of fairly optimistic about this, actually. There's a lot involved. It's really hard to predict. It all depends on what the political climate, what's going to happen here on Earth. That's the main thing affecting it. The technology's certainly not there yet, but history is full of projects which bank on technology yet to be invented. The Apollo project was, and so it's just a case of the human race putting our collective minds to it and setting that goal, and it can be done.
I think I'm going to text Obama after the show and
man.
Tell him to hurry up the space program a little bit.
Yeah, tell him to sort this country out, and then there'll be the funds available. And
now, look, have we found planets outside of our solar system?
Yes, as of the mid '90s. That's when the first 95 was when the first official extrasolar planet was discovered. Because, I mean, before that, we know there's planets around this star, we know there are all these other stars out there, so why couldn't there be planets? But they're just so hard to see. You can't see them. It's been compared to trying to see a sandfly crawl across a lighthouse beacon between here and the Bay of Islands. That's
definitely a different way to look at it.
It's a very long way away. But there are ways of detecting them. So with new technology, you can detect the motion of stars to great detail, and you can find if there are planets around them.
Now, can you tell us a bit about the new Magic Planet exhibit that's happening at Stardome?
It's going into Stardome. So it's like a big planet.
We're putting a big planet in the observatory. Sweet.
Yeah. And it's got projectors on it, so you can basically project all these spherical images onto the surface. Now, like I was saying about the planetarium, where you've got a curved surface, so you can represent things that can't be shown properly on a two-dimensional surface. Or the Magic Planet is the inverse, if you like. It's like a convex instead of a concave surface, so you can represent planets. You can show things which can't be well shown in two dimensions, so you can show planets, and then you can show the Earth, you can show weather systems, all sorts of things like that.
Matt, have you done the fact or fiction question yet?
Negative, Dave.
Let's rip into this, bro. Alright, fact or fiction. Text on 8736 to win yourself a double pass to the observatory. Is this fact or fiction? There are 9 planets in our solar system. Is this true or false? Text in 8736 and win yourself a double pass to the observatory. Great place to go. Here's a millionth question, really. What is known as the wow signal?
Oh, the wow signal. Okay.
This isn't World of Warcraft either, guys, so just...
Oh, yeah.
the wow signal.
So there's this crowd out there called SETI. It stands for Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, and there are people all around the world working on this. There's a head, so as the project is being coordinated from America, and basically what people do is people link up their computers to add extra processing power to the project. So that means a lot of people around the world are involved, and SETI is a huge project. So they're monitoring radio signals in radio wavelengths, and they're looking for something with a certain repetitive or constant or recognizable pattern, which could only be produced by something not natural, so some sort of intelligence, be it artificial, be it natural, whatever. And they haven't found anything, but that's not surprising because the amount of space that's out there is vast compared to this processing power that's actually available in the telescope. But there was an anomaly once at where was it, Iowa or something, where they found what they called the wow signal, and it was a repeated pattern of numbers that couldn't be explained by anything natural. And the astronomer that saw it, he circled it and he wrote, wow. Yeah. And unfortunately, the scientific method says that to confirm things like this, you have to reproduce it, and they've been unable to. There's a number of possible explanations for that, but the wow signal hasn't been explained. Usually with the SETI project, any anomaly eventually gets explained in terrestrial nature. So, like, it actually was that satellite that was there at that time that bounced off the moon and whatever. But this one hasn't been explained, so this is still one unexplained, a UFO. He said it. Unidentified.
Now, if you want to go looking for spacemen or simply at the stars, you got to check out Stardome. Can you tell us where it's located and how to get to it, or just a website or anything?
Yep, it's the physical location is up there on One Tree Hill in Maungakiekie, and you get into it off Manukau Road. And for better directions, there is a website, of course, that's stardome.org.nz.
Now we're going to get into the serious question here.
Serious? Oh, yeah.
Before we bid you farewell, if you were abducted by aliens, what station would you tell them to tune into?
Well, why don't you? Why don't we reverse it and say, pretend I'm pitching for the radio station to be sent to this alien species, and you're selling Up FM. Why would we want to?
Why would we want aliens to hear Up FM? Because Up FM is the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
Plus, it's just plain kick-ass, and the aliens would get down. Get down.
Get down.